Most PMP candidates lose points not because they do not know the material, but because they cannot eliminate wrong answers under pressure. The PMP exam is a reasoning test as much as a knowledge test. The candidates who pass consistently have a systematic approach to elimination, even when they are not certain of the right answer. In this video, I am giving you that system. 7 strategies for eliminating wrong answers with real examples. Let's get into it. The PMP exam has 180 questions and roughly 77 seconds per question. Under that pressure, elimination is essential. The exam is designed so all 4 options can look plausible at first read. PMI tests reasoning, not recall. 2 options are usually clearly wrong with practice, but without a system, candidates waste time second-guessing. Mathematically, eliminating one wrong option takes you from 25 to 33%. Eliminating 2 takes you to 50. The system makes this reliable. First strategy: eliminate options with absolute language. Words like always, never, immediately, all, and none are almost always wrong on the PMP exam. Project management requires judgment and context, not rigid rules. When an option says always escalate or never proceed without written approval, that rigidity signals it is wrong. Options with immediately skip the investigation PMI consistently rewards. Eliminate absolute options first. They are your fastest wins on exam day. Second strategy: eliminate options that escalate before direct resolution is attempted. Escalation is always the last step on the PMP exam, not the first. When a question describes conflict, performance issues, or stakeholder problems, any option that immediately involves the sponsor, PMO, or senior management is almost always wrong. The correct PMI behavior: engage directly first. Investigate, facilitate, resolve. If you see escalation as the first action, eliminate it. Third strategy: eliminate options that change scope, budget, or schedule without change control. On the PMP exam, every change goes through the change control process, every time. A stakeholder requests a new feature. A sponsor wants to accelerate the timeline. A team member suggests cutting scope. None of these are implemented directly. Options that say, agree to the change and update the plan, skip change control. Eliminate them. The correct answer always logs, assesses, and submits before anything is implemented. Fourth strategy: eliminate options that avoid the problem or defer without reason. The PMI project manager is proactive, not passive, not avoidant. Options that say, wait and see if the issue resolves itself, or document for the next project, are almost always wrong. When a problem is identified on the exam, the project manager acts, investigates, engages, resolves. An option that suggests waiting or ignoring without addressing the problem directly is the wrong PMI behavior. Eliminate it. Fifth strategy, the most powerful of all. When stuck between 2 options, ask, which one shows a proactive, collaborative, servant leader project manager? PMI's ideal PM engages rather than avoids, facilitates rather than dictates, prevents rather than reacts, develops people rather than replaces them, documents rather than assumes. When 2 options both look reasonable, the one showing more proactive engagement, more empathy, and more process discipline is almost always the PMI answer. Sixth strategy: eliminate the option that is most disruptive to the project or team. The PMP exam rewards continuity. Options that remove team members, cancel contracts, or restructure the team without clear justification are usually wrong. Disruption has costs to schedule, morale, and relationships. If a team member underperforms, the answer is coaching, not replacement. If a stakeholder is difficult, the answer is engagement, not removal. Eliminate the option that creates the most collateral damage. Seventh strategy. Your final tool when down to two options. Compare them on 3 dimensions. First, which one addresses root cause? The PMI answer fixes the underlying problem, not the symptom. Second, which one preserves relationships? PMI favors options that keep stakeholders and team members respected and engaged. Third, which one follows process? When both seem reasonable, the option following established process is almost always correct. Apply in order: root cause, relationships, process. Here is your complete system. Write these on your scratch paper in the first 5 minutes before questions begin. 1. Eliminate absolute language. 2. Eliminate premature escalation. 3. Eliminate scope changes without process. 4. Eliminate avoidance. 5. PMI mindset filter: proactive, collaborative, servant leader. 6. Eliminate the most disruptive option. 7. 2-option test: root cause, relationships, process. Most questions resolve after strategies 1 through 4. 5 through 7 handle the genuinely difficult ones. Practice until it is automatic. Let's apply the system. Question: a team member tells the project manager that another team member makes critical decisions without consulting the team. What should the project manager do? Option A: immediately remove the team member from the project. Option B: document the behavior and address it at the next performance review. Option C: meet privately with the team member to understand the situation and set clear expectations. Option D: escalate to the functional manager for reassignment. Strategy 2. Options A and D: escalate or remove prematurely. Eliminate both. Strategy 4. Option B defers to the next review. Avoidance. Eliminate B. Option C remains. Engage directly, investigate, set expectations. PMI answer: system worked in under 30 seconds. Harder example. Question: mid-project, a sponsor requests a significant new feature not in the original scope. The project manager believes it adds real value. What should the project manager do? Option A: add the feature immediately since the sponsor requested it. Option B: tell the sponsor the feature cannot be added as scope is already defined. Option C: log the change request, assess impact, and submit to the change control board. Option D: ask the team to implement it during spare time to avoid a formal change. Strategy 1. Option B uses absolute language: cannot be added. Eliminate B. Strategy 3. Options A and D implement scope changes without change control. Eliminate both. Option C remains. Log, assess, submit. Process wins even when the sponsor requests it and even when it adds value. 3 additional traps beyond the 7 strategies. Trap 1. Wrong sequence. Some options do the right thing at the wrong time. Always check: is this the right action at this point in the scenario, not just in general? Trap 2. Partially right options. Some options contain 2 actions, one correct, one wrong. The whole option must be correct. Investigate and escalate sounds right, but premature escalation disqualifies the option. Trap 3. Familiar vocabulary. Seeing risk register, lessons learned, or change log in an option does not make it right. Evaluate the action, not the terminology. The system only works if it is fast. 60 seconds per question is your target. Read, identify what is being tested, apply relevant strategies in order. If one option remains, select and move on. If 2 remain, 2-option test. If after 90 seconds you still cannot decide, flag and move on. Complete all 180 questions on the first pass. Use remaining time to review flagged questions. With clock pressure reduced, your reasoning improves on the second read. Most flagged questions resolve quickly. Test the system yourself. Question: a project is in execution when a key stakeholder not engaged during planning begins raising concerns about the project's direction. The stakeholder has influence with senior leadership. What should the project manager do first? Option A: immediately involve senior leadership to manage the stakeholder's concerns. Option B: review the stakeholder register and communication plan, then schedule a meeting with the stakeholder to understand their concerns and re-engage them. Option C: document the concerns in the issue log and address them at the next steering committee meeting. Option D: inform the stakeholder that planning is complete and changes to direction are not possible at this stage. The correct answer is B, Strategy 1. Option D, not possible at this stage, is absolute language. Eliminate D. Strategy 2. Option A, escalates to senior leadership immediately. Direct engagement not yet attempted. Eliminate A. Strategy 4. Option C, defers to the next steering committee. Avoidance of an immediate concern. Eliminate C. Option B remains. It starts with process, reviewing the stakeholder register, then engages directly, investigates before acting, re-engages rather than avoids. Why not A? Senior leadership involvement is premature. Why not C? Deferring an influential stakeholder is passive and risky. Why not D? Telling a stakeholder changes are impossible is absolute and dismissive. B applies the PMI mindset filter perfectly. That is your complete elimination system. 7 strategies, 2 worked examples, and a practice question. Write the system on your scratch paper on exam day before you read question 1. Subscribe for more PMP exam prep. Next up, is the PMP worth it? The career ROI of getting certified. See you in the next video.